The Syrian government and Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces say they've agreed to a comprehensive ceasefire deal. The agreement will see a phased integration of SDF fighters and institutions into the Syrian state. The SDF says it also includes the withdrawal of government forces from what they are calling contact points and the entry of security forces affiliated with the Interior Ministry into the city centres of Kurdish-majority Hasaka and Qamishli. Let's go straight to Zain Basravi, who joins us live from the Syrian city of Aleppo. So, Zain, this does indeed sound like a pretty significant step forward after the clashes we've seen recently. Talk us through exactly what's been announced.
Well, all of this has just emerged in the last hour or so, so we're still trying to piece together everything that's happening, but it certainly is significant, and people will be watching this with some level of tepid optimism, especially after all of the violence we've seen. But there are reasons to be optimistic. For the last 3 days, for the last 72 hours or more, there has been a conspicuous absence of any confrontations or fighting between the two sides. We saw Kobani becoming a real flashpoint in the days when we saw troops and fighters from both sides moving around and redeploying. That has quieted down, and it seems what's been happening over the course of the last 3 days is both sides have been talking, and we've seen significant developments. Now, a lot of it is what they'd agreed to already, but we are seeing specifics being outlined now. We're looking at the formation of military divisions. This is the integration of the SDF, of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, fighters that were fighting the Syrian army. Talk of integration has been at the forefront of every bit of negotiation. We're seeing specifics about that now. They will form 3 brigades with the troops that are all around Hasaka. And what we're seeing now specifically in relation to that flashpoint of Kobani is that they will also be forming a brigade of SDF fighters from Kobani to be based there as well. And this is a significant development, really alerting the country to the idea that integration is possible and it will happen. We're also seeing them talk about civilian leadership, administrators within the Kurdish-led government and within Kurdish-led institutions being absorbed into the regular government. And that is certainly a significant development as well. All of this choreographed and coordinated statements being made by the SDF and by the government at the same time. So it is significant to suggest that the two are talking, they're singing from the same hymn sheet, and there is forward momentum in these talks.
Now, the Syrian government has said that this is going to be implemented immediately. Realistically, what does that mean in reality, Zain?
That is an excellent point. That might be the only place where there seems to be a little bit of a divide. The SDF statement used the term gradual, most likely as a nod to its own people to say things are going to be moving ahead, but it will be okay. The government obviously saying that it will move quickly. It has been moving at every step, militarily and on the civilian front, at a much faster pace. But what we are likely to see happening now is a drawdown of the heavy equipment that the army has moved into positions around Kobani. What we are likely to see is a drawdown of SDF fighters from the villages around Kobani that it's been occupying and shelling and hitting with drones for some time now, minus the last 3 days, of course. And what we're also likely to see is that ceasefire that we're in now, that was expected to go on and expire on February 8th, just in a few days. That is unlikely to be the case now. This is a clear indication that the ceasefire has taken, that they have been talking. And what we are expecting to hear is now not just talk of ceasefires, but a long-term halt in the fighting.
OK, Zain, good to speak to you. Zain will be keeping us across any of developments throughout the course of the morning. Zain Basravi there for us in Aleppo.